The Sun is a giant flaming ball of gas that consists mainly of hydrogen and helium. It is the largest object in the solar system and is 1,049,600,000 kilometers from Earth. It is nearly 4.5 billion years old and is a provider of weather and climate on Earth. After its red giant phase, the Sun will collapse, retaining its enormous mass but containing the approximate volume of our planet. When this happens, it will be called a white dwarf.
Mercury is the planet closest to the Sun, about 0.39 AU from the Sun. It is made mainly up of iron, and since it is closest to the Sun, it is at both ends of the spectrum, either super hot or super cold. At its peak, it can get up to about 430 degrees Celsius during the day, but can also get as low as negative 180 degrees Celsius at night.
Venus is the second planet from the Sun and the second brightest object in the night sky after the Moon. Named after the Roman goddess of love and beauty, Venus is the second largest terrestrial planet and is sometimes referred to as Earth's sister planet due to their similar size and mass. The surface of the planet is obscured by an opaque layer of clouds made up of sulfuric acid.
Earth is our home. It is 71% of water and the rest is land. Earth is the third planet from the Sun, so that keeps its temperature relatively just right for all living species. In today's day, it takes 365 days for the Earth to orbit the Sun. But the lesser known fact is that the speed at which it orbits is slowing down at 17 milliseconds per century. It could be as much as 140 million years before we have 25 hours in a day. As you all know, Earth is the only planet known to support and provide life for humans.
God of war. Mars is often called the red planet due to the iron oxide prevalent on its surface, which gives it a reddish look. Mars is the fourth planet from the Sun and the second smallest planet in the solar system. It has a diameter of about half the Earth, measuring only 6,800 kilometers across.
The planet Jupiter is the fifth planet out from the Sun and is 2.5 times more massive than all other planets in the solar system combined. It is made primarily of gas and is therefore known as a gas giant. It is home to the largest hurricane, which is known as the Great Red Spot. It stretches over 27,000 kilometers long, 320 times more massive than Earth. It takes nearly 12 human years to orbit the Sun and currently has 67 moons.
Saturn is the next planet after Jupiter. It is the second largest planet in our solar system, stretching over 58,000 kilometers. This planet was named after the Roman god of agriculture. The core is surrounded by a deep layer of metallic hydrogen, an intermediate layer of liquid hydrogen and helium. Saturn has a pale yellow color due to ammonia crystals in its upper atmosphere. Its beautiful rings are not solid either. They are made up of particles of ice, dust, and rock. Saturn has 62 confirmed moons. It's also pretty windy on Saturn. Winds around the planet's equator can reach 1,800 kilometers per hour. In comparison, the fastest winds on Earth only reach about 400 kilometers per hour.
Uranus is the seventh planet from the Sun. It is not visible to naked eye and became the first planet discovered with the use of a telescope. It has 27 moons that have been confirmed by NASA. Uranus is tipped over on its side with an axial tilt of 98 degrees. It is often described as rolling around the Sun on its side. Like the other gas giant, it has a hydrogen upper layer, which has helium mixed. Below that is an AC mantle, which surrounds a rock and ice core. The upper atmosphere is made of water, ammonia, and the matte ice crystal that gives the planet its pale blue color.
The last planet in the solar system is Neptune. It is invisible with the naked eye and was first discovered in 1846. Neptune is also the name of the Roman god of sea. This planet is the smallest of all gas giants. The atmosphere of Neptune is made out of hydrogen and helium, with some methane. The methane absorbs red light, which makes the planet appear a lovely blue. High, thin clouds drift in the upper atmosphere. Neptune currently has 14 moons, the most interesting moon being Triton, a frozen world that is spewing nitrogen, ice, and dust particles out from below its surface. It was likely captured by the gravitational pull of Neptune. It is probably the coldest world in the solar system.